Myself is Mandeep Kaur Sandhu. I'm working for University of Auckland, and today I'm going to present on Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. Um, my all slides are available to download from my website mandysandhu.com. So what we are going to cover in today's I'm going to cover is what actually the introduction, what exactly is big data, the introduction to big data, Oracle big data deployment models, what are available in the Oracle big data, and what exactly is Oracle big data cloud services, the core principles of the Oracle big data cloud service, how we can access, and some admin task and data management tools that are available in Oracle big data cloud service, and a bit of Oracle event highlight, and then I will conclude the session. So this session is not in-depth of the Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, but just an overview how we can configure and what exactly is available, what exactly Oracle is providing in Big Data Cloud Service. That's what I'm going to cover in today's session. So before I start with Oracle Big Data Cloud Service itself, I just want to explain what exactly big data is. So big data is a term and that describe the large and complex data sets. These data sets are so large that traditional data processing software just can't manage them. So you cannot process these data sets with the traditional databases like RDBMS. So, but these massive volumes of data uh, can be used to address business problems like you wouldn't have been able to tackle. So you can the big data can identify what exactly is your business is all about, and you can identify if there is some problem with your business. So there are three V's of big data: volume, variety, and velocity. So I'm going to cover what exactly are these three V's are. First one is volume. So the volume is nowadays with the big data, getting a large amount of data from terabytes to zettabytes. So the amount of data in today's world does matter. So with big data, you will have to process high volumes of low density unstructured data, and this data can be of unknown value, such as Twitter data fields, click streams on a web page, or on a mobile application, or you can say a censored enabled equipment. For some organizations, this might be a tens of terabytes of data, but for others, it can be hundreds of petabytes. So that's about the volume. And second, V is variety. So what variety means? Variety refers to the many types of data that are available nowadays. So traditional data types, with the traditional data types like were structured and fit nearly into the relational databases. But with the rise of big data, data comes in a new unstructured data types like audio, video, text, log messages. So that require additional pre-processing to drive meaning and support metadata as well. So, and we are going into the word with the structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. The third one is velocity. So what velocity is the fast rate at which the data is received, and what we can say is perhaps the the data that we are acted upon. So, for example, some internet-enabled smart products operate in a near real time. For example, gambling, and games. Okay, on that one, you need a score boards that data need to be updated in a near real time. So we use so that's where is the velocity. So means you are getting the data in a fast pace. So that's all about big data is. So a lot of people are confused about big data and Hadoop. They think Hadoop is a big data. No, that's why I want to explain what exactly is Hadoop. Hadoop is nothing but an Apache open source Java based framework that allow distributed processing of large data sets. Large data set is nothing but a big data. So when you are processing a large amount of data in some kind of parallel distributed storage system, that's what is we can say is a Hadoop. It's an open source software. So it is kind of a framework that do the processing on on a number of on a number of nodes, on number of computers using a simple programming model. For example, it is using MapReduce or it is using Yarn Java-based models. So what does Hadoop helps in managing? How does Hadoop is actually helping to manage the big data. So how does it manage? So first thing is Hadoop has some kind of characters. For example, it does have a um, it is it just logically it just process the logically distributed file system. It just get worked on a logical distributed file system like HDFS. Okay. uh, Secondly, it it process the data in a programming model like a MapReduce, or it can be a Java-based framework, and Yarn is used to do the processing. I will explain a little bit about what is HDFS and Yarn is in the next couple of slides. So you can say it's a distributed file system that can work on along number of servers, and then secondly, the framework that is used to process the data is called MapReduce for parallel processing. And then third one is Hadoop is designed to run parallelly on a small and large number of machines. And Hadoop can allow a resource growth. Means you can if in future, if for example, if you are running a small data set and then all of a sudden you want to run a large data set and your resources need to be it need more resources like CPU, or then we can allocate more resources and memory. Resources means a CPU, memory, or even storage as well, as our need grows. And the fifth one is and Hadoop can run on a heterogeneous environment, so it doesn't have to be under one vendor. So if you are using Linux, or you can use Solaris, so it doesn't lock in, and you are not locked in under one vendor. So you can use a heterogeneous environment instead of a homogeneous environment. So Hadoop is a highly scalable storage system. It is highly scalable, highly reliable, and highly available. So when we are saying about highly scalable, means it is highly scalable storage platform because it can store and distribute very large data sets across hundreds of inexpensive servers that can operate in parallel. But in traditional RDBMS systems, we couldn't able to scale to process that large amount of data. And when we are talking about the highly available and reliable, it is because Hadoop data is when the Hadoop data is sent to one node means one machine, the data is also replicated to another nodes in the cluster. Okay, which means that in the event of failure, there is another copy available for us to use. And MapReduce is designed, and MapReduce is a program, is a framework that we use. That framework is designed in such a way that any failure can automatically be taken care by the framework itself. So that's but all about Hadoop. Hadoop is nothing but a platform, is an open source platform for distributed processing of large amount of data across a cluster of computers with the simple programming models. So there are in Hadoop. One is HDFS and MapReduce. So what exactly is HDFS is? HDFS is nothing that is it's called Hadoop distributor file system. So it is a kind of logical layer on top of operating system which actually store the data. Okay, so it contains two components, that is a name node and data node. Data node is nothing but which contains the data itself, and name node is a metadata. There is a this two components can take hours to explain, but I'm going to go through on an overview only. So HDFS is, you can say, that stores the data in the cluster. And it does have two components: name node that contains the metadata, and data node that contains the actual data that is stored in the cluster. And then is MapReduce. So MapReduce is I was talking about the processing and framework. So there are different kind of frameworks are available. The main and the first one that is available is a MapReduce, which is quite popular. So this framework, this is called a programming model for processing a large amount of data. So what MapReduce is, it does have a two component. One is map and one is reduce. I have given an example over here. This is an example of bird count process. For example, if you have a file which does have words like sentences, so what MapReduce is going to do, it is going to split that file is going to split up into the smaller chunks. So map is going to take some set of data, and it is going to convert into another set of data. This is called a map. And then what reduce is going to take is, reduce is going to take an output of the map. It is going to do some shuffling, and then it is going to combine the smaller set and then give you the results. Okay, so this is the MapReduce program. This is a very simple example that is available on the internet. So MapReduce does two terms: map and then reduce. There are a couple of examples over there available in the internet. You can have a look on that one. So these are the and it does work on Java or some other programming language like Ruby, Scala. So there are a couple of programming models are um, programming models are available. So we have covered the basics. So next part is what exactly is Oracle Big Data Services. Um, so Oracle is providing actually three deployment models. First model is Oracle Big Data Appliance. Second one is Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. And third one is Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, Cloud at Customer. So what exactly is Oracle Big Data Appliance is? Oracle Big Data Appliance is a kind of engineered system that is available on premises. So it means Oracle is as a is a one is a vendor who is software and hardware in your premises to run the Hadoop infrastructure. Okay, so it doesn't have any cloud services. It's just kind of like a server which has hardware and software, and then pre-built Hadoop infrastructure, and that you can run on your on premises. This is the first deployment model. And the second one is Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, BDCS. So Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, as the name, it already shown that it is a cloud service. It means infrastructure is available in the cloud on, it is available on the Oracle data center, and where you can just need an account, and then you can log in, and then you can create a big data cloud service. So Oracle is responsible all the infrastructure level, and on the hardware level we have just need to go and have a look, and we have to just look at a little bit of on the security side, and then on the data sides. So this second one is the Oracle. This is all about the Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. And the last one is Oracle Big Data Cloud at Customer. So some people, um, some people doesn't want to go onto the cloud because of some security reasons, or maybe some financial, because of Like for example, some government organization, they don't want to go outside New Zealand. So in that case, where your customer can't go outside from the country, from where the data is residing, from that case, what you can do is Oracle provide Oracle Big Data Cloud at customer. So which means Oracle Big Data Cloud, but on premises. So that would be your business environment. So here we will provide all the cloud services. We will provide you the hardware to store the data. Everything is provided by one vendor, but it does have extra features of cloud. That's the only difference. Okay, so here you have to manage your own backups. You can use your own backup infrastructure, but everything else is provided by Oracle. Okay, so these are the three deployment model that is available. Today I'm going to discuss only the second model, which is BDCS, that is Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. So what is a BDCS, Big Data Cloud Service? What are the core principles of Big Data Cloud Service? Is first is the operation efficiency. It is operation efficiency means it is an out of box installation, means there is just you have just need to log in and then click on Big Data Service, and then the cluster is set up. You need to fill a few information and the cluster is set up for you. So you can say it's a one click installation. Everything is included over there in the installation. You don't have to download anything. Okay, and it does have automated cluster management. Again, it's just a one click, need to fill up the information, everything is available. Cloudera Manager, what Cloudera Manager is, um, I have spoken about Hadoop. Hadoop is an open source. Okay, there are a lot of distributors in the market like Cloudera, MapR, Hortonworks, and a few others are there in the market that provide that pick up this Hadoop, Apache Hadoop, and they are providing an enterprise level of support to the customers. Okay, so Cloudera is one of that. So Oracle Big Data Service is using Cloudera distribution. Cloudera distribution means it is using a Cloudera manager. So there are a lot of distributors in the market, MapR, Hortonworks, and but Oracle is using Cloudera distribution. Okay, and that Cloudera distribution is using a Cloudera manager. And secondly, the other about the security in Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, um, the data is encrypted by default. Whenever you are going to configure and install, sorry, going to get a big data cloud service, the data is encrypted by default. Okay, so until unless you want untick the option, all the data is going to be encrypted at rest as well as on motion. Okay, the second thing is authorization and authentication. And this is a big topic. I'm going to cover a little bit of basics only. So in big data cloud service, the authentication is done by Kerberos. Okay, all the users are authenticated through Kerberos, and authorization is done by Apache Sanitary. So which is using roles. That is again a very vast area. I will touch base about that one, but the security is authentication is done by Kerberos, and authorization is done by Apache Sanitary with roles. And on top of that one, network firewall is available to block to block or block the IP addresses and unblock the IP addresses and those kind of things. That is another that. So from the security point of view, Oracle Big Data Cloud Services is quite secure. It is provided all kind of security that we needed for a cluster. And then the last one is versatility. So in versatility is the Cloudera distribution. Um, so as I already told you, there are quite a couple of distributors are available in the market. So you can use so a cloud. It is distributed by Cloudera distribution is a one click distribution, and it is provided by Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. It is Apache Hadoop Enterprise. 1 minute. Hello, can you hear? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. There was some kind of problem. So I'm going to start again with the core principles. So can you hear, Devinder, can you hear me? So operational efficiency, it is a out-of-box installation, just one click. It's a automated cluster management. It is using a Cloudera distribution, and that is on operational efficiency side. And on security, data is encrypted at rest as well as motion. At motion, authentication is done by Kerberos, and authorization is done by Apache Sanitary with roles. And on top of that one, the network firewall is being configured to secure the cluster. Versatility, again, it is a Cloudera distribution. It is a enterprise addition of a Cloudera, and with all the license and support is included in the Big Data Cloud Service. So it just and on top of that one, it include everything like Hive, Impala, HBase, Spark. All those components are installed by default. Um, it can um, it can also, on top of that one, you can install third-party software as well. The big data cloud service features. So again, it is a highly efficient cluster management. Means you can the because the Cloudera distribution as um, is provided as part of the cluster management. So you can there will be a high availability is configured by default in there. Like you can configure, sorry, the high availability for the name node as well as for the resource manager in Cloudera distribution. And all the upgrades that is available for the Hadoop are automatically available for the for Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. You can skip those upgrades if you don't want, or if you want, you can install the upgrades. So it is all available through one click. The cluster nodes. So Oracle Big Data Service as a collection, or is nothing but a collection of nodes. There are three types of nodes are available: permanent nodes, edge nodes, and compute node. So what exactly is the permanent nodes in Cloudera distribution? So permanent nodes are like a master nodes. Okay, master nodes or data nodes. The life of those permanent nodes are the lifetime of the cluster. Until your cluster are there, those permanent nodes will be available. So master node is nothing but which contains the name node, and it can contain the resource manager. Um, it can contain the data nodes as well. So these are all permanent nodes. So each node, all permanent node has a 32 Oracle, 32 CPUs, 256 GB of RAM, 48 terabytes of storage, and it does contain all the full Cloudera distribution license as well as support. So just make sure that the permanent nodes are nothing but the master or data nodes, and it is available for the lifetime of the cluster. And secondly is edge nodes. Edge nodes are different, is again a permanent nodes, but it doesn't contain. In permanent nodes we have a data node, it does have a storage, but on edge nodes are does contain OS and disk, operating system and disk, but these are just contain the client configuration only. So that the node from where you are connecting to the name node, as well as to the sorry the master node and data node, that are called the edge nodes. So edge node is nothing but the interface between the Hadoop cluster and outside world. So for example, if n number of customers want to connect to the Hadoop cluster, so they can do it from edge nodes. Edge node doesn't contain any other information, it doesn't contain any name node, it doesn't contain any data, but it just contains the client configurations to connect to the permanent node, or you can say the master node and the data nodes. And but here is a note, but this the edge node doesn't contain any the data itself. And third node is a compute node. Compute node is nothing but it is a CPU and memory. Okay, so for example, it doesn't have any disk. So if doesn't have any disk means it doesn't have any data in there. So compute nodes are just used to provide extra processing, extra resources to run any kind of job in the cluster. So that are called compute nodes. So it doesn't contain any disks. It doesn't have so if it doesn't have any disk, so it doesn't have any data. So these are just a purely CPU and a memory base. So these are called compute nodes. So we have three node permanent nodes, edge nodes, and compute nodes. So what Oracle Big Data Cloud Service is included? What kind of softwares are included in there? Oracle Linux 6 and Oracle Java JDK 8, and Oracle Enterprise Edition or Cloudera Enterprise Edition, that is Data Hub Edition, which is Cloudera Distribution Hub 5.x, that is 5.13 or 12, with the support of Yarn and MR2. It contains Impala, HBase, Cloud Search, and Apache Spark. It does contain R distribution as well, Oracle Big Data Spatial and Graph as well. These are the integrations are available. I will go through some of those, but not all of them. So these are the softwares are available as part Big Data Cloud Service. Additional components available with the Oracle Big Data Cloud Service as Oracle Big Data, Big Data sorry, it is Oracle Big Data SQL. So Oracle Big SQL is used to query the it's used to access the data in Oracle database, Hadoop, as well as NoSQL database. So this is like a unified kind of SQL access. So like in a normal traditional SQL queries, we can run only on traditional RDBMS databases only. But Oracle Big Data SQL can run on big data, Hadoop, as well as onto the um, onto 12C, for example, a relational database as well as onto the any NoSQL database. You can run a big data SQL. So it is kind of one platform to run across different kind of different different flavor of data, we can say. So how you can get to the Oracle Big Data service, Oracle Big Data Cloud service? You need to log into the Oracle Cloud environment, choose Oracle Big Data Service that is available on your dashboard or on the services section. You can, when you click on the Big Data service, you will get instance detail like this. You need to just fill up all the information, name, and then starter pack, your email address, and your name. So starter pack, what exactly is starter pack is? A starter pack in Oracle Big Data Cloud Service is it contains the three nodes by default. One starter pack is equal to three nodes. Three node means it one node is for um, master node, which contains all the HDFS related information, and one data node, and then it can have a one edge node. So starter pack of one means by default it is a three nodes. So if you are putting over there two starter packs, it means six nodes. So always remember, one starter pack one is three nodes by default. Additional node, that is a compute, it can be a compute node, or it can be like a edge node, or it can be a master node as well, or maybe you can say as a data node. So that you can add, but on here I haven't added any of the additional nodes. And the additional component is big SQL. If you want a big data SQL as well, you can specify that. But if you are playing for the first time, just go with the starter pack of one, which contains three nodes. And that's it. Once you have fill up this information and click OK, your service instance will be ready. Once the service instance is ready, you need to create a cluster. So what that cluster is, you just need to provide a cluster name, that is an instance name. For example, if you're creating a test cluster, you can say test cluster, or you can say, if you are doing a production one, you can say BDCS production, or whatever the name you want to give. Notification email, and then you can tag as well, like test, production, or development, whatever it is, and some kind of description. So it will create a service for you. So first part this, and second part, you need to fill up all the information. This is the service cluster is going to take up the whatever the instance we have created in the first slide. Pick up that one. You need to provide the SSH key and Cloudera password. Uh, re, uh, reconfirm the password, and see here secure setup enabled. So by default, encryption is enabled. If you disable it, it will be disabled. But Oracle Cloud Service, so Oracle is always recommended to keep this one is enabled. So it by default the data is encrypted on in at rest as well as on the motion. Okay, Oracle. I have taken out this information as Oracle Storage Cloud Service configuration. Oracle, sorry, there's a question from Davinda on server or client. This is on the server side. I'm configuring, this is on Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. So this is on the server side. So this is encrypted on the server side. The next is Oracle Storage Cloud server configuration. So you can Oracle is also providing provide storage as well. So if you don't want the HDFS, if you want some data to be configured from Oracle Storage Cloud Service as well, that you can also provide. But for the simplicity of the lab, I just skip that information. Okay. So that's it. Once all this information is filled in, you can say next, and then that's it. The cluster is ready. So once it will take a little while, like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and the cluster will be ready. You will have three instances, um, 1, 2, and 3. This will the information you will get. So the lowest IP address will be your primary node, and all two others are your data node, and as well as you can configure one as an edge node. So all three nodes are if you see the role over here, all are three permanent nodes. Okay, and on top of that one, you can add additional nodes that I will explain in the next couple of slides. So, but by default, one starter pack will have three nodes by default. And always remember, the lowest IP address will be your master node. So if you want to connect to the Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, you can make a SSH connection. There is a way. You Previously I have provided SSH key. You can use SSH key connection. I'm not going to explain how you can use a public private key. It is if you look through my blogs, I have already explained how you can connect to the Oracle Cloud server using public and private keys. So you can, whatever the SSH key you have provided, you can connect to the cluster, to the primary node. Okay. The IP addresses you can pick up from here. See, public IP addresses. Public IP addresses are given. You can connect via OPC, Oracle user. Once you are connected, you can use a command line interface. A command line interface command line interface, like you can use BDCS to get the cluster information. Okay, if you want to know what is the name of the cluster, you can get from the command line. What are the version, you can get the version information. What is the primary host, is this the it will get you the, if you get the IP address of that one. If you see the CFC, this is the primary host. This is the same one, 95. So this is a 3810. So this is 3810. So you can get all this information from the command prompt as well, from like using BDCLI commands. So this information from here, once you are connected, you can get overall information about the cluster. And you can connect to the Cloudera through GUI tool as well. Sometimes some people doesn't like command prompts, so they can connect through console as well. So this is the way you can connect to the console. If you go to the Big Data Cloud Service, once it's being created, you can you on that one, on this kind of icon, like a hamburger icon, you can right click and you can go connect to the Cloudera Manager console. This is a GUI tool. It will open up it will ask for username and password. You can provide admin as a username and password that you have provided here. You can provide a Cloudera administrator password, can be used is going to be you want to log into the Cloudera Manager. So once you are logged in, you will see, I think the screen is not very clear. I don't know why it is not shows a very clear, but on my screen it is quite clear. So once you logged in, this is the Cloudera Manager screen that you're going to get. um, if you see on this side, it will have all the components like Spark, Hue, Hive, Uzi. All components are installed by default. You don't have to do anything. HDFS is there, Yarn is there. Okay, all the components are there. That you know that you that is that Hadoop is providing. Okay, so this is provided by the Cloudera Manager itself. You don't need to install any other component. So this is a GUI tool that you can have a look. So the administrative task, what you can do with the Cloudera cluster, all the nodes, you can add more nodes into the cluster. Okay, but in Oracle Big Data Cloud Service, you can add one node at a time. Okay, for example, by default it has three nodes. If you want to add more processing power, you can add more nodes. Like if you want 20 nodes, you can add 20 nodes, but it won't work in that way. You can add one node at a time, and you can add up to 60 cluster. Okay, so you can add up to 60 nodes, but one node increment at a time. Okay, you cannot add 20 nodes at the same time. For example, here, if for example if this the bottom screen is shows you, if you want to extend and shrink the service, like a cluster service, so you can add permanent Hadoop nodes, or you can add edge nodes. So you can here say, okay, I need 20 permanent Hadoop nodes. That is not gonna work. So you can add up to 60 permanent nodes, but you have to add one by one, not just as a one go. Okay, this might be I tested this one, and if you add more, it won't work. Okay, so you have to add one at a time. So this is and another there is another limitation as well, with when you are adding or removing the nodes, especially on the addition. You have to have four permanent node with the before adding another edge node. For example, by default we have three nodes, and if you want to add edge node before making any permanent, it won't allow you. Okay, so you need to have one node as a permanent node, which is a fourth one. Once you have four permanent nodes, then you can add a edge node. Okay, that is possible. But if you, after the starter pack, if you want to add another edge node, it won't allow you. This is the restriction. Maybe this can be extended later on, but right now these are the two restrictions that you have to follow. But you can add as much as 60 nodes in the cluster. So how you are going to add, I've already told you in here, components like Hive. So so for this one, I hope you guys a little bit have a little bit of understanding about HDFS, what Hive is, what Spark is. So I'm not going to explain those components in detail. So but if you have any confusion, I can explain you a little bit. But I hope you guys all understand a little bit of what those components are all about. So now in Cloudera Manager, the Hue is installed by default. So Hue is nothing but a Hadoop user experience. So it is kind of GUI tool that that you can log in to do the admin kind of task. Okay, so like if you um, want to upload a file, upload a data set that you want to analyze, that can be done through Hue. Okay, but how you can log into the Hue on the Cloudera Manager? If you click on Hue, and then there's a Hue, this button is there. When you click on that button, it will open up a new browser window, and on browser window you will get a login screen. So default username is admin, and the password is same as that of Cloudera Manager that we have put in the service. You have to log in the same. You have to use the same password. Once you log in, okay, you can add members here. Okay, like you can create a group. If for example in your company, if you have a developer, you can say, or maybe some kind of HR department, that some people from the HR you want them to use this Cloudera the Cloudera cluster. Then what you can do is create a group. In that group you can add the members. Once that members are added, that members can log in, and they can upload the files. Like they can upload any files, like any text file, log file, audio files that they want to analyze. Okay, so how you are going to analyze, that is again a big topic. I'm just covering here that how you can upload the files, and how you are going to cover, that is again a very vast area. But if you have any confusion, I can go through that one as well. But this is a like a GUI tool to upload the files, and you can run some queries over here. Hive, you can create Hive tables from here. You can run Hive queries from here. Here there is an option of query editor. From here you can run the Hive queries. You can even run the Impala queries, and you can even run the schedule the jobs from Hue is nothing but another is a GUI tool from where the users can connect and users can upload the files to analyze. There is another tool that Oracle Big Data Cloud Service is providing is Big Data Manager Console. So I have already explained you Cloudera Manager, Big Data Manager Console. So Big Data Manager Console is nothing but another GUI tool. So the login user is by default one is Big Data MGR, and the password is the one we have already used in the previous slides. Use the same password. Once you are logged in, this is another um, GUI tool from where you can see what are the datas, what are the users that are logged in, how many jobs are there, what are the jobs are being processing like yarn your jobs or MapReduce jobs. You can monitor, you can do admin task from there. And notebook, I will explain what notebook is, and you will get a dashboard as well. So this is another GUI tool that Oracle Cloud Service is providing. So this is for jobs, data stores, and you can see the overall health of the cluster. You can use it if you are not a fan of command prompt. This is another way of doing it. So this is the login screen here. There are two. You can see two tabs. One is HDFS, another one is also HDFS. This one HDFS is the that is used for Hadoop. This other section is because I haven't configured Oracle Object Store. So if you have configured Oracle Object Store in the cluster, on second screen you will see the different storage. But I'm not going to explain. This is going to be a little bit confusing. So just concentrate on HDFS. This is the HDFS view, how many users are there, and this is a storage layer it is going to explain. And notebook is nothing but like a web-based, it's a Zeppelin. And Zeppelin is nothing but a web-based notebook that enables for interactive data analytics. You can run like it is using R on Python. So this is for interactive analysis. If if you running some kind of analysis through during using R or Python, then you can use this one. You can even import the notebook, or you can create a new one. So it is providing one framework. You can run anything from there using R or Python. That is by default, it is given. This is quite handy if you are doing the analysis stuff. So this is all about the GUI tools. Now the data management part. So I have already shown you through the through how you can upload the file, and but if you want to copy the file, other options are available like within HDF within Oracle Cloud Service. So the first one is Oracle or Oracle data copy. So what that command is, this command is used for copy large files. It will, what it does is it take the input of the file and split up. If it is a large file, then it split up into smaller chunk, and then it transfer it to the destination. Okay, I have put a couple of example. For example, if you want the source is HDFS and destination is also HDFS, or you can copy, or you can use the same command to copy the file from HDFS to Swift. What is this Swift means is this is an object store. Okay, this is a Oracle object store, and you can use the same command to copy into S3. S3 is nothing but AWS storage. Okay, so you can even copy from HDFS using this command can be used to copy data from HDFS to S3, or you can use from S3 to S3. Okay, so this is just this is a command that is just used to copy the files, a large file, and it can just split up a big file into the smaller chunk. O difference, this is quite useful command which is used to compare two large data sets. Okay, the default block size of that we can compare with the O differ is Oracle difference is differentiate means the default size is 5 MB and the maximum size is 2 GB. How we are going to use this? For example, if one file is placed on HDFS and another file is placed on the Oracle Object Store, you can use this file. Use this command to differentiate. -v is verbose, so it can show a verbose to show the details of the what exactly is the differences between two data sets or two data files. And similarly, you can -d for detail. There are a couple of other options are available. So mainly the ODIF is the command that used to compare one set of directory with another set of directory. Okay, so that you know what exactly is the difference between those two files, or the files under one directory, the files between two directories. Another one is BDA-OSS admin command. This command is really useful if you want to set the environments in the cluster. For example, if you are logged in and you want what is the CM is Cloudera manager. What is the cloud? If you are logged in, for example, if I logged in beforehand and I want to set what is the username and password of the Cloudera manager, that I can set. Even if I'm creating some kind of script or bash files, I can set those variables in using these commands, BDM or BDM OSS. So these are just to set the variables and to manage the data and resources. BDM CLI is another way of copy the command. This one, it is similar to ODCP. It's a duplicate of ODCP. It is, but what is the difference between ADM CLI and the other one? It is exactly the same, but um, exactly the same to copy the data, that file, that split up the file, but it doesn't. So it will just run a job to copy the data. That is the only difference. You can use either the ODCP or use CLI. So this is like a Cloudera manager command prompt that you can use. So this, what exactly the data ingestion points are. Ingest the data from from your customer data center, like Flume. You can use Flume. You can use SCP, SSS shell, or even your ETL processing. You can get from the your customer data center. You can use the VPN or Fast Connect. These are the two components that is available. VPN or Fast Connect is that bridge a connection between the customer data center and the Oracle Cloud, Oracle data center. Okay, so you can either use VPN or Fast Connect. So from using this one, you can make a SCP, or you can directly load the ETL processing as well to Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. The next part is Apache Kafka. Apache Kafka is nothing but a stream processing. It is a kind of real-time streaming. Real-time streaming means if you have a IoT devices, this can be used for anomaly, any kind of detection. So a Kafka is nothing but a real-time streaming tool that is available in the market. Okay, what it is doing is it is stream processing. It can integrate with HDFS or data lakes. It can do the log aggregation, like click streams and server logs as well, and it can be used as a messaging for, like, for example, traditional application or microservices. So why I mentioned Apache Kafka? Because providing Apache Kafka as a Oracle Event Hub service. Okay, so Oracle Event Hub service is nothing but a streaming data platform, which is underneath is nothing but a Kafka. So this is a fully managed service that is available on the Oracle Cloud, which is called Oracle Event Hub Cloud Service. So this is fully managed, and that they are available in two parts, like available as a fully managed and dedicated deployments. It can also, according to the needs, like how much the streaming you want, it can be horizontally, can be elastic, as it can be scaled out in horizontally and vertically. So this service is available as Oracle Event Hub service. How you can access? You can again access like a cluster SSH connection to the Kafka cluster, or you can make a REST API access as well. So this is all about it. So what we have discussed is like Oracle Cloud Service, which is providing big data, like a full platform that you can just one click, and the cluster is available, and then you can start using it. You have to be familiar with Hive and those kind of HDFS, those kind of things, and users, developers can connect through edge nodes, and can start deploying their they can run reports, anything. They can create queries, and they can process the data, and they can make a real value out of the data that is available in your organization. So what I can say is, you can start journey now. You can build a lake through Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. Free trial is available. You can try it out. $300 are available. You can play with Oracle Big Data Cloud Service. I think I have played it quite enough with it. So you will understand what exactly HDFS is and those kind of things. Um, I think that's it from my side. If I have written a couple of blogs on Cloudera actually, so you need to understand Cloudera quite well if you are going to play with it. I've written a couple of blogs. You can have a look on from my website medicine.com. I think that's it from my side. Any questions? I think no. So I will close the session now. Thanks a lot for listening, and thanks a lot, Francisco, for sorry, there is Devinder, he came back. When we talk about it. Okay, so the question from Devinder is, what kind of, when we are implementing big data solution, what kind of benefit we are going to get? Yes, you can store the data. Yes, fastly, because obviously you have all the benefits. You can process the data fastly. You can retrieve the data fastly. You can actually, the main benefit you can have as the different types of data is stored under one place. So it is kind of lake that you are building, and like any kind of text is available, any kind of audio files are available, log files are there. So you can actually get the data quite fast, and from different environment like Hive queries. You can use Impala, you can use Spark, you can use Spark as well, to the one available environment. So yes, you can say the big data is available for storing data fast, yes, for retrieving data fast, yes, for processing data efficiently, yes, and then plus it is mainly available for different sources of data that is stored in there, and then different kind of developers, they can come in and then get the data from there. I hope this answered your question, Davinder. Thank you. And yep, I think that's it. And thanks a lot for listening. And Francisco, thanks a lot for organizing this event. See ya. Thanks.